Hello everybody. Welcome to the ESOL program and specifically the ESOL 003 Methods and Instructional Materials for the ELL course. Glad to have you in it. I'm Ramona Stowe and I'll be your instructor for the course. I'm also your advisor, so if you have any questions about anything, I'm the person that you'll want to contact. You can see my contact information there. Usually email is the best way to get a hold of me, and I'm pretty good about checking it and getting back with you and so on. But there's phone numbers for me too and that sort of thing. So I'm just excited to have you in the course. And this is a syllabus orientation, kind of give you an idea of what's in the syllabus. You'll want to go back and read it thoroughly, but this is just an overview. So you'll see the course description so you know what kind of course you're taking and that sort of thing. And then the required textbooks and reading. If you haven't ordered your textbooks already, you'll need to do that as soon as you get done listening to this recording. The course objectives are then listed in your syllabus, and again you can kind of see what we'll be talking about and doing during the course. And I hope that you'll learn a lot, and I hope you'll be able to put into practice some new things in your classroom for your English learners. The goals in the box are the goals for the whole School of Education here at MNU. And those are the things that we hope by the end of the program that you've really refined and improved and that sort of thing. Writing is one of the areas that we will work on in this course. We'll have a research paper, and you'll hear more about that in just a minute. But we will also help you with it. If you haven't been writing with APA style, we'll give you some resources and so on so you can do that. Then you have a section on the course requirements, and the first thing I want to talk about is attendance. And you think, okay, it's an online course, but on an online course, attendance means that you're doing all the activities for the week. You're doing the forums, you're doing the readings, you're doing all those kinds of things. Because I truly believe that students learn and teachers learn best from each other, that's worth 20% of your grade. So we really want to give each other ideas, give each other feedback, and so forth. So that's attendance participation. You'll have a philosophy of education. You're probably like, oh my gosh, I wrote a philosophy of education paper already. And I know that you have, but I want you to focus for this one on teaching English language learners. What's your philosophy toward teaching English learners? You're going to do it twice. Once during the first week of the class, you'll turn in what you think your philosophy is, and then towards the end of the course, you'll turn in the final draft of it. And you can see the first time is just turn it in, and it's worth 3% of your grade, and then the second time it's worth another 10%. So again, we need to think about why we're doing the things that we're doing in your classroom. Common Core is a reality for almost everybody, and I know that you're familiar, but I want you to go deeper into the Common Core and look at a strand from kindergarten through 12th grade, and then think about that and the supports that different English learners would need at different levels of proficiency. The last requirement on this page is the ESOL researchers and authors. I want you to get to know some of the big names in the ESOL world, and so you'll choose a couple and write about what they are focusing on and what they found and that sort of thing. On the next page, you'll see our collaborative research paper, and you're going to write a 10 to 12 page paper something in your classroom that you're concerned about, that you'd like to learn more about around English learners. Now, we'll get much more in depth with this, but it is normally a collaborative research paper. So we only have 3 people in this course, so we'll have to kind of decide. You can either decide to do it all 3 together, or a couple of you could partner and one could do it on their own. So we'll figure that out as we go through the course. Then you have a language proficiency case study, and this is where you take a student in your classroom and you'll interview him and really observe and decide what proficiency level he's at and that sort of thing. And then, of course, more importantly, what instructional strategies are you going to use for him and that sort of thing. Many of you are probably familiar with SIOP, but we will do a review and really get into SIOP um, because I think it has a lot of good principles and a lot of good things to think about as we're teaching our English learners. So you'll write a detailed lesson plan using SIOP components. And then the final assignment in this course is a TESOL standards reflection paper, and we'll look at the TESOL organization and look at the domains that they have. You'll pick a standard under domain 3, planning, implementing, and managing instruction, and you'll write about it, and you'll show pictures in your classroom of what it looks like and that sort of thing. So that is your final. Then in every syllabus, you'll see a chart that has class schedule and assignments. And if you ever get lost, you can look at this chart and see, what we're doing that week, what are the topics, what are the objectives, what are the reading, what are the assignments, and that sort of thing. So it's always right there. You can always refer back to the syllabus. Of course, each week then, I'll do a weekly agenda. And on that agenda, I'll run down and give you, here's what you need to do for the week, here, boom, 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 boom. And so, but if you want to look ahead, go back to your syllabus, see what's coming up and that sort of thing. So this is a good resource for that. So that's all the class schedule, all the assignments, questions to think about that may be on the forum, and so on. And here's a chart of just in a nutshell so you can see when the due dates are and that sort of thing. One thing that I forgot to mention, in our course we will have 2 times that we get together for what's called an Adobe Connect session, and that's where we'll get together and we'll discuss things live rather than through a forum. Since there's only 3 of us in the course, I went ahead and set the dates as September 8th at 4:30, and that's a Thursday. Both dates are Thursdays. And another one during week 8, October 13th at 4:30. Now, if that does not work, let me know, and we can set another date again with so few of us in the class, we can figure out another time to meet. So just let me know if those will not work for you. Otherwise, you need to set aside about an hour or so that you can be at your computer with high internet access with a working microphone. So those are Adobe Connect, where we meet with each other live. Next on the syllabus, then you have the course policies, guidelines, and support. And make sure that you read through all of these. One thing that I do want to note is the late work policy, that as graduate students, you are expected to turn in things on time on the day that it's due. For every day that it's late past that due date, it will be a 10% deduction. After 3 days, you can still turn it in. I can still give you feedback, but it won't be worth any credit. So please make sure that you do turn things in on time. Now, if there's some really unusual circumstance, please email me and communicate with me beforehand and let me know what's going on, and I will work with you as far as due dates and so forth. If you need papers after the class is ended, just let me know. I keep those electronically. If you have the need for any kind of accommodations, here's the directions on how to do that with the Kresge Academic Support Center. If you need online tutoring, we have Smart Thinking that is available, and that can also really help you with your writing. We have the library that's accessible to all of our online graduate students. There's a link on the portal, and you can just click on that link and go browse the library and the databases. There's even a librarian that can chat with you online, and they are one of the best library staffs that I've ever seen. They want to help you. They're really, really good. So we are so fortunate to have the resources from the library. And then finally, you'll get an account for TaskStream, and that is where we have to collect a key assessment from each course. And so once during each course, you'll be asked at least once to submit an assignment to TaskStream. Now I'll also have you submit it to Moodle, and then submit it to TaskStream. That's where I'll go in and grade it, and then we just keep those for our data for our accreditation. Again, you'll be getting, if you haven't already, you may have already got your login information for TaskStream, but you will get it if you haven't already. And then at the end of the course, if you could fill out a course evaluation. In fact, I just looked at last semester's course evaluations to see what I could change for this course, what I could do to make it better, and that sort of thing. Finally, we have the Kansas Educator Code of Conduct, and the State Department has asked us to put that in all of our syllabi, just stating what your responsibilities to the student, to the district, and to the profession are. So take a few minutes and read over those things. Then there's just a list of references that I use to develop the course and so on. So that's a quick overview of the syllabus. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, I don't know, enjoy might be too strong a word, but I hope you do enjoy the course. And if you do have any questions about what's in the syllabus, let me know. But please, you need to make sure you go back and read that, because I don't want there to be any surprises for anybody. Then each week you'll get on Monday and read through the agenda, see what there is to do, and complete all the activities for the week. All right, I'm looking forward to being with you the next 8 weeks. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening.